JDs and Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, JDs and Gentlemen, hello. This is going to be what I could only hope is my first and not my final video on whatever channel I may have, which is probably the one I made. And this is going to be the first Warhammer painting video, or Warhammer video, and this will also be the first explanation video, or the explanation video to what I am offering in terms of just not for Warhammer, but in general what I am offering and whatnot. So I really hope I could interest some people into what I do and what I talk about. And yeah, so we're gonna start off with these guys right here. As many know, these are Warhammer, yada yada. And essentially these guys are miniatures, and I have constantly been inspired by people on YouTube and online to paint such miniatures. So actually YouTube itself is the thing that's gotten me into such guys. And one second. There you go. And YouTube has gotten me into such a hobby through many people. I don't think I could specify who, but very big Warhammer painters. And not too long ago, I started my first miniature journey with these three guys here. And obviously, I only painted two of them. Some of their bases aren't even fully painted nicely. And yeah, so other than this captain right here that I am almost done with, these two guys were my first ever miniatures. I didn't have green paint, or maybe before we do this, we'll just get into it. So essentially what I am doing with this channel is I am hoping to start many journeys, but I first wanted to start with Warhammer. And my Warhammer kind of series of sorts is going to be me painting one big miniature at some point, one miniature, like a good miniature, and painting it so well, so nicely that I could eventually trade it up from thing to thing to thing. And hopefully either I could trade the miniature up to maybe a Primarch model and then paint that model really well, and then trade it up to like maybe a knight or two. And then hopefully my end goal is to get one of the, actually 4 titans. Either the most probably probably like the least probable one would be the Warlord Titan, which is the biggest available model right now in terms of model titans in Warhammer, other than the Manta Ray, but it's not Titan really. And that is definitely like 0.1% chance. Then we have a Reaver Titan, which I saw somebody do a video on. I don't know if I could disclose their name or not, but pretty popular. And I saw them trade up a really good painted knight into a Reaver Titan model, and they did a whole video on that, and that was really cool. And that's kind of what got me, that's one of the things that got me into this. And then other than that, we have the freaking Warhound Titan, which is probably the most like available one in of sorts. Warbringer is out of the picture completely, super rare, out of the shop for some reason, really weird. And I wouldn't want to paint it anyways. That's like way later. But Warhound definitely could happen. And then one that I really might trade up to like Imperial Titan is going to be the Phantom Drakari Titan, which is just this huge, really lengthy, tall, skinny Titan, which with some cool story of like how its pilots are like in the soul of the Titan, and like every single pilot that's piloted that Titan are in the soul. It's kind of weird, but it's really cool. And the model is very sleek and has a lot of room for creativity and design. But that will be, this is hopefully the start and the introduction, good explanation to my Warhammer Journey series, whatnot. And just to make clear, it's weird with my taste in Warhammer. I mean, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I would rather build a model or a model army than anything. But playing the game itself is a very big question for me because I don't really have anybody locally, especially in my area. But also, I will be doing Army of Ultramarines since they're my first ever, and I think I should respect that. But as you can see right here, these are all like pre-done too, or not primed yet, but yeah, frickin' all of these guys. But Dark Angels. In my description, I talk about how I'm very interested in religion, and I think the Dark Angels perfectly represent loyalty, religion, discipline, dedication, whatnot. And I just really like what they stand for. And they're also a really cool color, being green, or kind of like green with the tan at some points. But especially this Deathwing Knights, I find it very cool. And I've received a lot of gifts from family and friends on these models. This was a gift. This was personally bought. This was a gift. And then a bunch of paints I got. Then I have a book model here and a lieutenant right here that I am almost done with, which I'm very happy to be done with. And then I have another gift, which is this really cool Typhus, if anybody is really into Death Guard. We got Typhus, this betrayer, this meanie, really rude, betrayed his own father for the Chaos God. Really not nice at all. But yeah, so maybe I am possibly thinking about him being the one I will start the trade off with, but I have yet to decide, because not only do I not have like any of the paints for this guy, I think the only paint I have for him is the one with the bones, like the paint to paint the bones. I think that, like, I have the white, right? Oh, I only have Citadel paints, really. I have the white, and then I have the Wrathbone. I think that is genuinely the only paint I could put on this guy, is the Wrathbone. So, Typhus, it's either you're getting traded for something else, or I think that's Karma, but it's either he's getting traded for something else or he's getting painted and then immediately traded. But he is a very big guy, big important guy in the Death Guard universe in the sorts. But yeah, Herald of the Plague God, really loyal to Nurgle. But yeah, all right. Now, in terms of what I have, boom, gift, really tough. Then obviously have to get everything Games Workshop before I get anything else. So both Game Workshop, this is off market, aftermarket kind of stuff. We'll put you guys to the side, and these are the two flame guys. The other guys, the other flame guy was an experimental in some way. Oh, I have the Dreadnought, and I'll show the Dreadnought next video. But I experimented with the third guy, and I was like trying to do my own faction and sorts, but you know, it kind of looked like a Xenos Tyranid, so I just kind of like, I actually used his head and his I used parts of him for my Dreadnought build, which I will disclose later, and that's a guy. And I hopefully will get a ballistic what's his name? I don't know what they're called. Ballistic Dreadnoughts or something. Starts with B. But haven't painted this yet. I'd definitely paint this. This would be fun. Obviously painted. I obviously chose the flamethrower. I also, for my Dreadnought, did a lot of things. Like I used a 3D printed model of a chaos scavenger type guy from like, I don't know, like a corrupted hive mind or something, and I used him to be thrown by the Redemptor Dreadnought. I have this rock for possibly a future model to paint with. What I did is I originally painted it that rock color, but then I put a bunch of glue on it, and even though you could see the holes, if I spray paint this with all the glue on it, it'll look like a smooth-ish rock. But this is something I'm very hyped about to do and use in some aspect. But that's it for that guy. Yeah, no, he didn't have the best fate. And then something really interesting is, plus these paints right here, like these essentials, I got another extra pack, which I threw the box away for. So I have a plethora of basic painter paints to use, like Tyranid stuff, you know, stuff for like Tyranids, but all I really have is freaking Ultramarines colors, to be honest, in a way. Also, I have learned my lesson of spilling these paints. I have barely used this paint, and it's already gone since I spilled it twice now, and that also can be shown by the atrocious stains that are on this bottle. But yeah, so definitely learned my lesson there. It's like tight areas, tight squeezes. This one, tight squeezes and whatever's. Tight squeezes and like when you're painting isn't the best. Actually, I'm literally proving my point right now. Like I don't have much space. But yeah. So putting these guys aside, they are basically finished, but I want to touch up a couple of them. But paint. Just let me throw these all back here so I could get up on my whatever's in these. Okay, boom. So you go back. That's my fridge. My custom fridge that I spray painted. Pretty tough. Off to the side. Now, hiding these miniatures. Actually, no. I want them to be the centerpiece to my cluster. So this box right here was the box for kind of like big miniatures, important ones. So this was the captain. I actually didn't have gold paint, and I feel like it's wrong to disclose how I just did use this paint. I used an atrocious method, but I don't know if it's like basically sacrilegious in the Warhammer community to do what I did to get this gold paint, but I would rather not risk it for the biscuit. But, you know, tried my best with this guy. Still working. I really wanted his thing to be silver. I was just like, I think the helmet skull would be cooler if it was silver. Also, I don't think this is even gold. I think the sword is gold and that's it. And I think this is like Citadel bronze or whatever. What's the bronze called? I need to memorize these paints. Bethesdar Bethsasar gold. Bronze. We're just gonna call it bronze. But this was Captain. I loved him. I had a great time painting him. The way to do the seals was pretty creative of me. Tried my best with his cape. Used whatever paints were available to me. And I think I did a decent job. Got some fake moss to add to the guys. I'm just going to be, for most of my bases, I will be using this like dust kind of terrain color, but Captain's almost finished. Now for this guy, we have my lieutenant. Oh yeah. Now we do have a book, kind of like if you've ever had like a Lego book, you get the Lego guys at the front of the book. That's what this is for one of the Warhammer Primarch kind of type books, and it's Titus. So I will be doing that but that will be 2 lieutenants because we have this lieutenant and then Lieutenant Titus. But this lieutenant, obviously, looking awesome. I always struggle with this stupid freaking, I don't know, man. It's always a struggle for me, and sometimes with these stripes down the middle. It's never the front, and you'll see that on my Dreadnought. Like, I did a lieutenant thing inspired by something on Pinterest for that. But yeah, gold for the sword. Gonna fix up that sword, but that's my lieutenant. You know, gotta touch him up. Some aftermarket 3D printed Tyranid, whatever that is. I don't even know. And then a really childish thing I did was I was like, oh shit. I mean, oh shoot. Whatever. Yes, who's back? All right. So sorry for that if it's cut or anything, but childish me decided to chunk this gun. I have been playing Space Marines too, and I saw like one of the golden gun kind of designs, and I was like, oh my gosh, this would be epic. And now I am most definitely regretting my very, 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 very childish decision. But, you know, it's all right. Things happen. Things happen indeed. Hopefully I will pretty this up to make it look good, you know. All right, now. I was hoping, yeah, I don't really know. I'm going to look at Space Marines too, just to see. Very childish on me. Still have yet to disclose the gold and how I got such a gold, but yep. And realized that seal was there. Did this seal. Got all the butt stuff. But yeah, so pretty interesting. Shoulder. Oh yeah, the shoulder pads. So I don't really have the proper things to put on decals. So creative old me decided to almost do them myself. I didn't get lazy with this. I originally did like the shot shoulder pad idea, but then I was like, oh, I have to put the things through here and it's kind of easy. But this, it got bad. I tried to do my own like design with like a red line through it, and most definitely just did not work. I mean, damn, guys, that's pretty freaking similar. Not. Yeah, no, pretty rough, pretty rough, if I do say so myself. No, wait, what the heck? Oh no, I also tried to do this glue thing where you stepping in water, muddy water, but that didn't work. I think I did good. This was my first ever miniature. I really like went crazy with him. I put like a battle dent kind of thing, put some dirt and grime on his knees and his feet, you know, like he was running through stuff. But then I left his top clean. I tried to do like the silver accents on like the gun, and I put some like of this purple wash to add that like kind of like burnt effect when you like overshoot a gun, you know, burnout effect, sorry. But yeah, and I think I did a pretty good job for him for my first miniature. And yeah, I think that I can't do painting today, you know, I have a lot of stuff to do, but next video I definitely will be yapping and painting at the same time. But this is, you know, my first crappy video that I will be uploading, and that will have little to no edits. Nothing crazy, you know, just setting the ground rules, basis, whatnot, to explaining this channel, essentially, and explaining what exactly I'll do, and like other things, I will be kibbening to this very weird side hustle. Oh wait, I can't disclose that. That's for later. That's when I realize people won't be angry at me for getting that gold. But these are the brushes I will be working with. So off to the side. So I will be working with 2 2 Citadel starter brushes. Oh, it literally says starter brush. That's fire. Perfect. Starter brushes kind of wrecked, you know. I'm really hoping to save up for some good brushes. Christmas is rolling around as of this video, but obviously one from here, one from the other paint set. Then we have an assortment of whatever brushes these are. I don't know, I don't really know, but I have definitely done my fair share of ruining these brushes. Bent. This one was destroyed because of the gold method I did, so now it's just like this really crappy stuck together brush. I still use them for things because I don't have any more brushes at my disposal. Like dirty, 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 gross, 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 fluffed up. Brushes aren't being maintained. Pencil for sketches like on the shoulder pads to trace out to. Freaking destroyed brush. And then I cut this brush because it was so destroyed, so now it's just this flat piece of crap. And what I do to destroy such brushes is I just essentially try and get in between crevices like this, or don't look at his shoulder pads bad. I like try and get into like, oh shit, like that, and I just like, and then it pushes the brush in the most, probably for some people, an atrocious way. That is disgusting. And then I have my little crappy painting palette that I just pulled from whatever junk drawer I had, and that was pretty atrocious. Here's your gold paint, which I will soon disclose how. Hopefully not. I don't know. But yeah, it looks like a 5-year-old dumped paint everywhere and just used that. But it's my damn palette, and hopefully for crema, all I want for crema is like that. Really, yeah, it's bad. I want a wet palette though, really badly. Then what we have here in how many tubes? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 damn tubes. 4 tubes, guys. Oh no, 3. Wait, no, 4. 4 tubes in total. Is boom, 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 boom. 3D printed miniatures. I bought these from a source I don't think I could disclose either, but if I do find out I'm able to say who it is, I will most definitely give them a fat shout out. They have really just been awesome. I get these mystery big bundles. Here, give me a second. I want to see if I could I don't know if I could cover them up in any way. Well, come on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're like copyright in some way, so. This is not a toy. Okay. But this is what their stuff looks like. It's just these guys. Once again, can't really disclose anything, I don't think. But these are the guys. They have a really, really awesome 3D printed thing. And for the record, they do have some really rather inappropriate miniatures by the people who provide them with their models, but I kind of throw those away because I'm not like that. But yeah, so these are all miniatures. They have a buttload of orcs that come, 3D printed fan-made orcs. But these are just like 3D printed, guys. These are 3D printed resin. I don't even know. Yada yada. Oh, I could just smell it. But they are pretty cool, if I do say so myself. But definitely highly recommend once I get the chance to say who it is. I buy their mystery bundles kind of type thing, where it's just like scraps of what they print for cheap. And it's just fun because you don't know what you're going to get. Obviously, I get a buttload of warts. In total, I have had 4 packages. 4 big mystery packages. Now, not big, but like small ones. And, oh shoot, I've gotten quite the haul. But yeah, and it's very fun, and it's always a good thing for, let's say you have a little brother, sister, friend, family member who's like, oh, I want to paint miniatures, but I don't want to ruin any of your genuine real models. Well, then I just, as you can see, I've given them just like one of these guys, and then they just paint away. And these were actually bad paints that I made them use because I was low on some paints. Sadly, I feel mean, but you know, just let them paint. And I, on my Dreadnought, have used one of these miniatures, the Scavengers, that to make a cool little design, a really comedic design. And I'm pretty sure it's my profile picture, actually, the Dreadnought that I made. So you could check that out. Silly guy. But yeah. And then I do have some, when I first got into it, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to paint, I just want to collect. Until I realized just how much it costs to get guys painted for you. So I bought these out of just like, I don't even know. And let me tell you, this guy, like now that I've painted, I could really understand like how much work just went into this guy. Highlights, cartoony highlights, everything. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. But great miniature. I'm trying to sell them on eBay because I really don't. I only want to have models that I make. But good golly, has like that shown just how much work you put into it. And then I have this captain. I'm pretty sure this is a captain. I don't know, I'm kind of stupid. But this guy, pretty badass, I'm right. But, you know, once again, not painted by me, but what the hell? Why is his backpack so big? I forget what the backpacks are called. I'm like kind of dumb. Does he have like a thicker backpack? It really looks like it. I don't know. That's weird. But yeah, pretty cool, guys. And I'm just very excited to get into this and do all of this, to be honest. I mean, it's really gonna be fun. And yeah, these are basics, you know, just really just trying to show what I'm going to do with the future of this channel and whatnot. Oh gosh. These guys are in like the most secure thing because I don't want to hurt them, so they're in like super secure thing where like this case is barely battered around. But decals, can't even do anything with those. Blah 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 blah. And I think that's it. I think that is going to wrap up just what I am offering for this channel and essentially the start to this channel's like, you know, journey. And I'm excited to start this. I think it's really going to be fun. And to be honest, my biggest dream right now in terms of Warhammer is just to get a Titan. Something big, something fun, something huge. Something that will scale up and up and up to who knows how many inches above some model like this. And that is going to be a Titan for me. And I just can't wait the day I get even the $300 head part of even a Warlord Titan. But it truly, it's something to really like aspire to. And yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up everything in this. And I'm glad for whoever is watching. And I hope you stick along to see the whole journey, because I definitely will be working hard on this. I definitely will be working hard. I will try my best to progress in this trading, and I will have my on and off moments, but I will always be here in the long run. And I hope whoever is watching this or watching any of my other videos eventually will stick for the long run with me, because that's all I could ask for is your support, and that's all I really need. And I just want somebody to maybe look at this video and be like, hey, this guy could look at dumb people like me on videos and paint Warhammer and do something cool, then maybe I could do something cool and do stupid stuff like this. It's not stupid, but, you know? So I really, truly hope that whoever's watching this can maybe, you know, drop a follow, or not follow, sorry. Like, subscribe, like, notifications, whatever you want. It's up to you. I'm not gonna, like, be like, subscribe now or you'll have 90 days of bad luck. But it really would help. And I just want to grow and share this hobby, and then share all my other hobbies, and then just maybe start a community of sorts. But I really hope you sat through this video and truly took in what I'm trying to offer and like show. And I hope you will be here for the long run. And all I could ask is you have a great day. Like, subscribe, and just God bless, you know? And I hope to see you in the long run and in the next one. Bye-bye. God bless. Love you all.